Hello and welcome to Pointed Logic Tarot. Today we're going to try a different format, so you have to let me know. I'm going to record my screen, ideally, and then also film myself and put myself in a box. If it's posted, it's successful. Otherwise, I'm refilming this, but I think we'll be fine. What I wanted to talk about today is actually an unsolicited VR to Sylvie at Tarot Magpie. They recently made a video called Tarot as Play or Practice as Play. I think it's called Practice as Play. It will be linked down in the description. And I am pulling up on my other screen a couple of videos. So I'm just going to pop this over here. And because I want to show you what I'm talking about here. There's two videos that I'm inspired to respond to. The main one is Sylvie at Tarot Magpie's recent Practice as Play, deepening your tarot practice through non-reading rituals. So that's linked down below. And in it, Sylvie mostly talks about practices that are more playful or experimental or experiential and are not particularly rote tarot reading or deep diving or spreads or all of the typical tarot reading practices. These are just tarot exploration practices. And I really, really enjoyed this because it's something I also especially enjoy. And then another video that really struck me was a recent conversation between Danny Mystic and Don Michelle called, I think this is the one. I will find the right one. This looks like the right one. Cards and Company with Danny Mystic. And they just talk about a lot of different topics, but something that was especially awesome about this one is that they talked about having your decks around and doing playful things with them. Danny mostly talked about her grandparents and her grandfather always having a deck of playing cards, but they talked about how rather than tarot being like a movie, it's more like a video game because you're interacting with it, right? So I was also inspired listening to that to make this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing a Practice as Play video, but rather than straight up practices, what I want to talk about are actual tarot games. And these are like tarot classic games, tarot RPGs, tarot puzzles. Like, this is a variety of things. This is not just games you play with others. Some of them are solo. So I'm going to share my screen because I was like, how do I best show this? Because I am not particularly skilled at showing the games on a table, especially because a lot of them are up in your mind. So this is my tarot folder I have on my computer, and I have a folder for games, and it's kind of a mess, but we're just going to sort of walk through some of the things I love. And I will link as many of these things as I can down below. Now, these I've collected over quite a while. The ones that are free, I will link. And then I have purchased several of these, and I will link the places to purchase them. I encourage you to support all of these indie game makers. A lot of these are from, what is it called? It's a print on demand. It's drive-through RPG. You can buy tarot decks from there. I think Auntie K, all of her decks are on drive-through RPG or drive-through cards. And they have a ton of games, including tarot games. So we're going to start with classic historic playing card games. And then we're going to shift to modern games. And then we're going to shift to RPGs, which are also modern, but kind of a different class. Because some of them are like actual games that are playing with just sort of the luck of the shuffle and the math. And then the RPGs are much more imagination and adventure based. And if you see me looking over here, it's because I have another screen and I'm going to be pulling up things. For example, the first thing I want to pull up here is a place where you can learn about and watch walkthroughs and playthroughs of a lot of games. So Riffle, Shuffle, and Roll. This is a creator named Mark. He has a ton of fantastic videos on games. Board games, card games, dice games, some of them tarot, some of them playing cards. It's a whole lot of fun. He has a Discord. I highly recommend you join it because there's a great group of folks just chatting about games, doing playthroughs, talking about strategy, and it's another place to nerd out. And so in here, there are quite a few tarot games. So one of the most famous ones, and the one that is very commonly played now, you can even download apps, is Fonier's French tarot game. And this is it's like the company version of it, but there's a lot of different... Where is it? Okay, I'm going to mute this, but here's an example where you get a walkthrough of the cards and how they work. This is the Fournier French deck I mentioned. Then you get a how to play, and then you get a playthrough. And so in this case, it looks like Mark is playing 5 players. And then how to keep score. A lot of the classic games, either historic ones or modern tarot games, are challenging math-wise in that there's a lot of rules to remember. It's not like hard math. It's just like a lot of different things to keep track of. And sometimes it's hard to dip a toe into those kind of games. I know that whenever I play against the computer on the app, I get crushed. And I haven't played real people because it's hard to find in the so-called US where I live, folks who want to play classic tarot card games. It's a niche thing. There probably are desktop computer versions where you can play as well. But there is, and then also here is Mark's walkthrough of just that Fournier French deck that I mentioned. So you can like start there and then watch how to play Tragu. And something that I am going to share in the description is a simplified version of traditional tarot. This is kind of low res. So I actually got this from the back of a tarot card deck box that was just like, here's a simple trick-taking experience that you can play with a tarot deck. So this is a great way you can play it by yourself to just figure it out, and you play it with another person. And then as you get comfortable, you can expand to official rules sets for traditional games. So I have a bunch of classic tarot games saved that were online for free. We've got Quintoni. We've got Sparrow, a game of triumphs. We've got Stapetala Rock. I'm saying that very wrong. Taroki, which is one probably folks are mostly familiar with. Tarok, which is like the German version of that, I think. And the simplified one that I shared. So I will link some places to get historic games. There's tons of them that you can get books with like 30 or 50 of these games. I say start with something simple and see if you even like trick-taking games, and then you can dig into classic tarot. Okay, there's that. Now, some of the things I think folks will be more excited about are games invented by tarot readers. So we've got Pyramid Solitaire. This is a game from Instagram. I will link the creator down below. And I just took screenshots of the rules and the pictures that they shared on their Instagram page. And you make a pyramid, and you're trying to unflip the whole pyramid. And it's challenging because you have to get pairs. So it's a luck of the draw solitaire game. There's Queens of Fate, which I think you've probably seen or heard of if you looked into gaming or solitaire with tarot, because this one, which is it's also for free on Board Game Geeks or something like that. And Lisa Papez did a video where she tried it out. But Anthony Juarez has the rules and created the game and has a map. And you have domains where you play your suits. The major arcana are challenges. And then you have things like the aces to help you. And it's a solitaire game. It's very fun. Another game that I've really enjoyed that I tried is Gnostica. And this one actually is kind of chess-like. So Gnostica, you have little paper pyramids or whatever pieces you want to use. I actually made paper pyramids. Oh gosh. Hold on, they're on my shelf over here. I'll pull them out so you can see them. Okay, so it's in an old tea tin, but there's different sizes of these pyramids. You just color them in and cut them out and then tape them. So I printed a bunch of the paper pyramids and colored them to different colors. And I have played this with my family as well as just with my partner. And the way it works is you shuffle your deck and then you lay the cards out on the table, and that's your board that you play. And how your board is set up is dependent upon the shuffle. So the majors do different things on the board as well as the minors. And you have a different kind of experience every time you play. Each suit does something different, and then you move your pieces and basically try and take over the board. And it's kind of competitive. I remember some like long bitter fights to the end where you're kind of cranky at the end if you lose. So that one is really fun. But it's if you're interested in more like chess type games, then you may enjoy that. And then I also have the little pyramid printout, so I will link that as well. Again, these were ones that were just shared online for free by very cool creators. Now I'm going to talk about some of the paid ones that I've purchased, and I encourage you to look into. We've got one of my favorites, which is, it's called Solitaire, but there's a co-op version. So I call it Dungeon Tarot. It's Dungeon Solitaire, Solitaro. There's a few different editions. I bought the one that was the Labyrinth of Souls. And the way you play this game, and I do actually have a playthrough on my channel, I'll link below. I've been meaning to film a second playthrough and get my partner to play with me so you can see how the co-op version works, because that's typically how we play. And we like to play in the evenings with like spooky lo-fi, lights turned down, and we light candles, and if we die, we have to blow the candle out. So we like make it a whole experience, and it makes it really fun, even though it's a pretty casual game. There's 3 styles of rules, and what that means is different styles of cards. If you want to play this with a standard playing card deck, you use the basic rules. If you want to use a tarot deck, you play the expert rules, which means the majors are a specific set of challenges to remember. But I just always have the rules up. It's really easy to refer to, and it's a very simple, almost like meets beats kind of flip the cards game. So once you learn it, which is pretty quick, you just play it a couple times, it's pretty seamless and fun. And then if you want the advanced rules, the creator of this game also created a deck with specific bonus cards. You could also just get a tarot deck you have with extra cards and then designate them for the advanced rules, because I think it's only like 2 or 4 extra cards. I don't typically play advanced rules because my partner has his own set of decks, and I don't think any of them have bonus cards, and he just likes the expert rules, so that's how we play it. But it's really fun. And then the art, I don't want to like show too much of this, but like the art of the deck that the author created is in here as well. Let me name the artist for you and the creator. Matthew Lowe's is the game maker, and the artist for the deck and the guide here is Joseph Vandell. And it's just one of our favorites. It's really enjoyable. You set it up with like a long strip, and you flip cards over as you go deeper into the dungeon, and you kind of decide when you turn around and come back out the dungeon. So it's really fun. Go watch my video on a playthrough to see if you want to learn more. And I'll also say Matthew Lowe's has a YouTube channel where he walks through the game and plays it with his deck, and you can kind of like get some different experiences on how he plays it as well. And it's good to watch the creator of the game play it in case the rules are unclear to you in some piece. But yeah, I will link his website. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, let's talk about the folks who created. They made the. Oh gosh, I gotta find it in here and then I'll remember. Adventurers Tarot. The folks who created the Adventurers Tarot Empress deck, the folks who created, I want to say the Cyberpunk deck that's really popular, made a game called the Adventurers Tarot. And if I recall, you can buy like the deck and the game rules, but I got the PDF of just the rules from Drive-Thru RPG again. Yeah, here it is. Weirdworks. So you can buy the deck, but if you go to their page here, you can also, yeah, so they made the Eldritch Overload. That's what the Cyberpunk deck is called. They also have a bunch of really awesome rule books, and the rule books are cheap or free. So this one is free. And I downloaded it, the Adventurers Tarot rulebook. But if you want to use the deck that's supposed to go with it, you have to purchase that. And we have a website, but they also have they have a page on our Drive-Thru RPG. But in this, let's pull up the rules. There's a few different like stories. So it's an adventure story. It's like a cross between D&D and Magic the Gathering, I would say, as you play it, and the cards do different things. Here's an example of like and some of these are again from the Empress deck, but an archetype, and then these are their strengths and weaknesses and armor and all of that. Here's the classic majors, and you can see the bonus majors, so you can just play it with any deck and kind of remove the bonus. And they have a PDF as well that walks through the bonus cards and how they work. So I will admit I haven't played this yet. I downloaded it for free a while ago and was like, this would be a fun one to play because my partner really likes D&D, and we could get a little tarot D&D combo going. And as I look through these, I am kind of adventuring from classic games, modern games, and now already falling into the RPG games because they kind of combine. Another group of folks you've maybe heard of is the people who made the Sephiroth Tarot. They have a board game. Don't have it. They also have a deck. I don't have the deck either. They recently came out with the Hidden Isle rule book for a new game. It's Tarot RPG, and they have a free version on their website that is a playtest version that you're allowed to download and use, which is super awesome of them. I encourage you to look at their Kickstarters though, and look at the different things that they do. Here's the names of the creators for these projects. But this one is like a whole story. It has rules of how you use the cards, and it's a campaign. So I've downloaded this to play. Also haven't tried it yet, but wanted to share. And you can use any tarot deck with it, but they have a deck. And they have like item lists. They have the locations. I think they have a map somewhere in here of the place, but I do not remember. It's been a while since I've looked at this. But this one is another one where you would play with a group. And then here's all of the content when you download their playtest that it comes with. So cards to fill out your character sheet, your villain sheets, scenarios, instructions on all the content in here. And then there's a solitaire version. So that's really cool. It's really thorough. And again, they just put this on their website for free after all the work they put into it. There's like updated and better versions that you can purchase if you want to support them. And I, again, encourage you to take a look at their board game and their deck to see if it's something you're interested in. Okay, let's talk about this one, the Querent book. All right, which one is the correct one? Cartomancer's Tome. Okay, so this one is a little pricey. This one's also on Drive-Thru RPG. And it was originally a Kickstarter. And I don't remember. I think the Kickstarter had a limited print release of the deck, but you can no longer get the deck. You can use any tarot deck with it. I've done this. I've even done this just in the car on a long road trip with my partner, and it's really fun. Where I'm sitting in the passenger seat, shuffling the deck, and then we're interacting in the game. There's tarot spreads and readings and things like that. But what you do basically is you take your deck of cards and you use it to craft your character. So there's a whole thing of character creation before you then get into the playing of the game. And you can play it solo. You can play it. So here's the spreads for character creation. Here's what the meanings are for each card. So it has its own guidebook in it. And I don't want to go into too much detail because, again, this is like a full-on 400-page adventurer's book. And I really like it. It also just has within it a tarot guidebook. And then, as you can see, there's like parts of the story that you adventure in. It's one of my favorites. Here's like the ace meanings. I don't want to show, like I said, too much of it because it's something that's for sale that they put a lot of work into, and I really am impressed with it and enjoy it. So if it's something you're interested in, of course, I'll link that too. And then I also took my PDF and cut out just the tarot guidebook portion of it. Because it is really well done and enjoyable. And I got it earlier-ish in my tarot journey, and I liked the keywords that they included. So yeah, there's Querent. They still have you can still go see the Kickstarter page in the campaign if you want to like learn more about the creators. I think also they have interviews or we're on a podcast or something. Another one I got on Kickstarter is Anamnesis. This one is like also for sale for like $4 or $9 or something. It comes with audio, like an audio adventure that you can listen to. And is this the one? Yeah. This is a solo RPG walkthrough game where you have your deck and you read the story and then you sort of shuffle as you go through. And you are a character where you wake up with memory loss and you're trying to figure out who you are, and the cards tell you as you explore. It's got a couple of different types of playthroughs. It has, again, questions for each suit. It's really fun. It's cute. I would say there's limited replayability. I would say you could play through it 3 times and then maybe wouldn't want to do it for a while at least and then maybe go back to it. But it's really fun. I really enjoyed it. It comes with a character sheet that you can create for yourself, and then the questions that are asked in the pamphlet you answer in here. And yeah, it was a charming little game. Some of these I'm not clicking on because I have a lot of games in here that are just playing card games as well. Because what I want to also say is if you are, and this is especially a good idea if you are you're newer to pip decks and you're trying to get more comfortable with them, you can take out just the pips and the courts and play any card game with them. Take out the jacks the pages or the knights, use one of them for the jack. And then you can play tons of games. That's another reason I recommend the Riffle, Shuffle, and Roll channel. And I know people have been getting into dice because of the dice divination toolkits and stuff that have been going around. And so there's also dice games from Mark on that channel, and you can take out your tarot cards and your divination dice and just play a game with them and enjoy them without I want to sit down and do a reading. And if you're not in headspace for it, just play. Another one I got, Where Are You?, was one based on Janelle Monáe's song, which I'm a huge Janelle Monáe fan. So I'm looking for it. What was it called? There it is. The Way You Make Me Feel. So this is a tarot tabletop game. I can't remember where I got this. I think I bought it on the itch.io website where there's like little video games from indie people and RPG games and all that stuff. Pretty sure that's where I got it. I will find it, of course, and link it. It's for 3 players. You can also kind of play it solo. It's fun, but like it's kind of like you decide things together. And it's a short one-off game, but it's like sleepover. Like think fun sleepover or fun hangout night with your friends, and you can play The Way You Make Me Feel, inspired by the Janelle Monáe song, created by does it say Ali Bustian? Okay, and then I also have a Tarot D&D folder here because Lisa and Peggy created tarot role-playing where you can play with an audience if you're live streaming. That's what she did. Or you can just play it with your friends. And again, it's sort of got like an interpretation situation. There's videos on it, and it's free on their website. There's the Fool's Journey Tarot Solitaire card game. This one is another one that's good to do with pip decks. And as you go through, you have helpers and you have challenges, which are trump cards. And it's kind of Queens of Fate vibes, but it's a different game. Lastly, let's talk about Wickedness. This is a full-on rule book as well by M. Veselak. Possum Creek Games, I will link them. And here's a look at the table of contents. They have a coven that you create, and it's tarot, but it's very much more on the witchy side. So some of these are just plain old tarot games. Some of these are games with tarot, and some of these are spiritual / divinatory tarot inspired games. That one is where this fits a little bit more. I'm trying to remember where I even got this. I think maybe just right on their website. So I will link that as well. Just explore, read the sort of descriptions of these. There's a ton of awesome ones. And people are really creative and it's really enjoyable. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to share. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I encourage you to just get out there and play with your tarot decks. And I will do my best to film a Dungeon Solitaire or like a Dungeon Tarot co-op version with my partner top down so you can see us play it. And sometimes we have really great success because, again, it's all luck of the draw. And sometimes we get killed by the monsters really fast. Yeah, and thank you to Sylvie and thank you to Danny Mystic and Dawn Michelle for talking about the playful side of tarot. That was inspired me to share the gamer nerd side of me that I don't game video games, but I just love the tactile card games. And I play a lot of card games solitaire with just a deck of playing cards, but also really enjoy whenever I can incorporate tarot into that. My favorites on the lists here would be Dungeon Tarot, Dungeon Solitaire Labyrinth of Souls, Gnostica, which is the one with the little pyramids that you walk around, or whatever pieces, game pieces you have to use. I like Pyramid Solitaire, but I always get my butt kicked. I really like Querent. And then I do like the simplified classic tarot game. And I've tried the French tarot card games and just struggle to get good at them. I don't have the time that I really need to dedicate to properly learning it. And then there's a ton of other ones I have saved in here that I haven't gotten a chance to play. So those are some of my favorites because I've played them. But yeah, there's a ton to explore. All right, thank you so much for watching and take care.